Okay. It seems like this is kind of working. The camera's doing silly things. Yeah. Amazing. Pretty cool stuff, if you ask me. Uh, yeah, but I'm gonna keep like.
And of course, we can.
Um, and hope for the best. Yeah, my chat is just gone. Why is it gone? Oh, it's not gone. Yeah, I see it. It is gone. What? Stop! Stop what you're doing. Stop what you're doing. Okay. Hi. Doesn't seem to work. Huh. That's kind of bad. Hi. This is our best message. Okay.
Write this using a lerp if we want to. It's just that we have to do 1 minus, which is a little bit gross. I don't like that. So anyway, so there you have it. There we have some code. And now we just need to figure out, does it work? Like, I don't know, maybe it seems fine. So let's look at the broken version first. So this is, shit, I fixed it. There we go. Let's look at the broken version first and ignore time. And so here's the broken one, right? It just has frame rates all the way up from 10 FPS to 110 FPS. Those are the like transparent white ones, and you can see just how off they are, right? And so then the question is, of course, if we then apply our new method of using R instead of like this lerp factor F, will it work? And now you've been spoiled because I clicked it before it was visible because my HTML skills are great. All right, and so look what happens to this animation now when I enable using this R function. They very quickly converge. Like, it doesn't even take that long. Like, now they are about as accurate as can get. Like, this is really, really good, right? Like, it runs even as far down as 10 FPS, which is a horrible frame rate. And even if I like try to abuse the actual R value that we're using of like moving it around and like changing it over time, and you can see that it's like still keeping up really well. It's really just the 10 FPS version that's not keeping up very well. And so basically, we fixed it. That is one way to fix it, and that's kind of neat. I think that's the thing I wanted to share, I guess. But there's a little bit more we need to talk about. So I want to talk about Half-Life. Now, this is not Half-Life, which is very disappointing, I know. But I want to talk about something called decay. So let's say you have a set of dots, and each of these dots have an update loop, so it runs once every frame. And in this update loop, we have this condition that basically says there's a 3% chance that we will turn off this dot. That's it. That's what this does. So we have 9 dots, and on the right, I'm going to graph the number of dots in this box. And so I'm going to run this simulation. And so there we go. We have some sort of cliff, and then like a big house down here, a procedural cliff generator. Let's try it again, see what happens. There we go. Some more lumps. That one really wants to stay alive. And so there we go. This is kind of like random lumpy thing. But now, let's, instead of using 9 dots, I'm going to increase this to 1024 dots. And now watch what happens. It's still completely random. I haven't like rigged this or anything. It's simulating live. It is just generating random numbers. And yet, it creates this extremely precise curve. It is a little bit wobbly, sure, but it is weirdly similar to the curves that we've been looking at throughout this entire talk, right? And so this is actually the exact same process that we see in radioactive decay in real-world materials. There's a random chance that some particle will decay and eject from some material, and then we get this really interesting curve to how the number of particles changes over time in the source material. And so this can actually be computed, and the constant for this is usually denoted using a lambda, and it's the exponential decay constant. And in this case, it would be 3% divided by delta time, if we want to calculate the decay constant for this. And then the decay function itself that we use in the real world is a function over time that is e to the power of decay times time. So that is the exponential decay function. So this gives us a fraction of the original amount at time t. OK, so and we can also graph this in this chart. And so if we just draw that right there, you can see that if we run the simulation, it is super close to that line. Like, it's kind of weird that we just have this random process, and somehow it just wants to stick to that curve. And you can imagine when you have real-life materials, like actual radioactive.
Excuse me, I was like so deep in this thing that I didn't see the chat. This is what I was feeding for. Okay, yeah. Hi, Supernova. I'm here using the power of the internet to communicate with you. I don't know how well it's working, but yeah, I'm here. I would like this to make some kind of sound, maybe, so I could like see, well, hear when people write. Can you hear me? It's too loud, it's too quiet. So I was seeing the presentation for smooth interpolation by Freya, which is a very hot topic in this world. Yeah, it's pretty awesome. I didn't finish yet, but I will do. I have saved it, and it makes sense. It's the problem. Every time I see a video of her, I know that I must improve my math notation skills, because I understand what is happening, but I don't understand the notation. So yeah. Yeah, that's Freya, the magnificent Freya. It's an incredible communicator. She does it so well. It makes dumb people like me understand smart people stuff. I'm very nervous, by the way, so excuse my stuttering. Yeah, I was like, this is funny. You can see my life here, which is a lot of music and a lot of it was This is Ramon, I think. Yeah, this is this is Ramon Santamaria. And yesterday I found that he's a Spanish guy, and I'm like, what in the hell? Nobody knows Spanish development, and the guy behind Raylip is from right here. So yeah, I was seeing this little interview, which is amazing. In fact, I'm going to pass it here because it's fun. It's in Spanish, but I guess that YouTube will automatically translate it for you. Yeah, it's cool because he does a lot of interviews with little creators, and it's good to understand whether how things work. And yeah, I was doing that, and I was learning about Raylip. Yeah, I have to I have to find a better way to do that because this is kind of bad. Like, I'm making the window bigger, but the chat is still small. It's not getting any bigger. That's a boomer. Ah, you know a little bit of Spanish? That's awesome. That's awesome. So yeah, I have to learn how to work better with this because, for example, this window right here, which is the default OBS window for the chat, it's very bad. It's very bad, as you can see. It's very small, and I can see properly. So I guess I'm gonna try to see if I can get the official one. Yeah, much better. This one is much better. Yeah, I'm using OES. Is there something else that works on Linux? As far as I know, is the only, at least the only big one that I know of. I tried testing yesterday with the built-in YouTube webcam setup, but it's not very good. So I made these two scenes basically, so I can have these and do this. So I have this in my other monitor, so I can do that, but I don't have hotkeys for this. I'm like a caveman right now, pushing buttons, which is crazy. Because I'm trying to learn hotkeys or more stuff because my hands are very bad from my. Yeah, that was my. It's not cool. So I'm trying to have a better position and use less the mouse and that stuff. So it's really a boomer that I didn't have the time to learn the shortcuts for OBS, but it's there's a lot of things. So I thought that it might be a good option to just start going on, and I will learn eventually. I hope that because of pure despise to my setup, somebody will help me get a better one. I know that people do this thing of having like in the overlay, I don't really know. yeah. So, yeah, here's more stuff. I close most of the windows, but there's some stuff because Relic has a really good cheat sheet, which includes some 3D rays, stuff, which is right. What is? Yeah, here collision detection functions. It has a lot of raycasting functions built in for Force 3D, and I guess I could not use the C component, but I think that's hacky. And that's exactly what I'm trying to do with Relic, is to learn how to do things. So I don't want to start doing the things in a hacky way. I mean, I'm trying to learn C and make and C make, being able to do stuff as good as I can. So it makes no sense to me for doing to do this. And the only intersection you get by default, it's a line 9 intersection, which is not exactly powerful. I mean, you have 2 rectangles, 2 circles, circle and a rectangle. Check if a point is inside a rectangle, check if a point is inside a circle, check if a point is inside a triangle. These 3 ones are very good, because yeah, I can use a rectangle with 0 depth or 0 height to represent a line, or I can use a projection, yeah, because I want to implement GJK at some point. I don't know if for my first project, probably not, but I want to be able to implement it from scratch. And for that I need to yeah, only a couple of things, and get and create the support functions, but it'll probably support just like a sphere, excuse me, a capsule against a convex mesh, probably like quick start, to make it easy for me and quick. But that's like not a thing for now, that's for the future. Right now I'm learning, and it was quite deep learning this stuff, but I figured out that most of the trouble that I'm having with this is not in the program itself, it's in fact with how I make the program. So that's how I found that, yeah, C is not that hard to get started with. Compiling C is the Django. It's like another whole thing. So yeah, but I'm committed to it. So I have this, which is what I made with the starting template, and I modified a lot of stuff to try and draw some things. I implemented the center text and some other stuff too. But yeah, I'm using like the default, absolutely default let me yeah, that didn't work because I'm stupid probably. Yeah, that didn't work. And then I do like, well, CMake build and CMake build. And this is great because it creates me a whole folder which is still contained and which has a copy of the assets, which is way better than starting from scratch. And I want something like this, but I want to create something like this from scratch using CMake, because this one is really complex. If you check this, it's kind of the jungle. I don't really understand this, but I think we can do that. I definitely believe that it's doable. What is a bit more scary though is probably this makefile, which is interesting to see the least. If I don't, yeah, almost 500 lines of makefile. Oh, this is scary. This is scary. But yeah, I don't want this, so I stopped using this and I went back to compiling from stuff, and I'm doing that in a really dirty way here right now. Starting with the basic CMake, and I've been able to compile using that. And my idea is to get that just enough work here to be able to compile what I need. I hope that somebody explain it to me at some point. To be honest. By the way, I'm using Neolite and I don't know if I can really do this, for example. Yeah, I can do that. That's great. I didn't know I could do that. So that's kind of the situation. By the way, I didn't show you because I'm nervous. Let me make this on top. I'm stupid. Stop being a stupid Freeman. Yeah, so I have in my home folder, I have this. It's pretty cool. You have to recognize it's cool. This is just the default layout. It's just a default layout, but I modified and I didn't touch it more. I just tested this because I'm drawing this borderline, which is scaling properly, and the text is being centered too. This is the first thing I did. And then I use a timer to make this transition, because I don't want to use frames, I want to make it time-based, which is one of the reasons for which I won't be using these templates, because if we, as I said, if we search for the logo, for example, you're gonna see pretty quickly that this is problematic, because we have a frame counter here, and this is just counting frames, which is okay if you are target. I guess it's okay. Release, it's okay if you are doing something retro. Most of the time you are going to just limit the FPS to like 60 and move on with your life. But I don't like that idea, because I don't trust me enough to guarantee 60 FPS, because I want to make a ray tracer, even though, this is stupid, but Relief has a 3D camera and 3D capabilities, but I don't want those. I would like to try and do a Raycaster like in the classical way. Yeah, I think that will be a good project. Eventually. But the first thing I need to do is to be able to, do the same thing. I want to be able to export in a way that creates a build folder and inside the build folder it creates another folder with the name of my project, and there it goes the executable and a copy of my assets, because I want to make that thing portable. I've seen other solutions that reference the assets in the source folder, but then you're kind of screwed if you want to make it portable. You have to do another thing of. I don't like that. I don't like that at all. So yeah, I thought at first I thought that I will just compile this, but I use and change it so it will use delta time, and that it will be good. But I fear now. I fear that's not an alternative, because as I saw you, the amount of this is awesome. It has initialization, local variables, shaded variables, initialization, the initialization, the structure is here. So I know for sure that it's way better than anything I could start doing myself. But I think that's the problem. I mean, I'm using this to learn. So do I really want to start with a template that is so complex if I don't understand it fully? For most people, I think this is the logic step. I mean, is you just don't care. You start plugging your code in the relevance part, because it is very well defined. For example, that the title is here, and here is like the drawing, the draw, start draw. It's, yeah, around here. So you draw here, and it's very well done, to be honest. But I think I want to learn from it and recreate what I need from it instead of using it directly. I may be being very dumb, but that's my impression. So my idea was to don't just keep learning this stuff. I have to keep improving at this, probably. So we could do a gameplay. I'm a gamer now. I mean, I make video games, so we could play a game. What do you think? Do you really want to spend some of your precious time with a guy getting better at Neoing? Probably not. Probably not. I'm like I'll probably chat to start getting comfortable doing it, and I'll probably keep you updated about what I'm learning. If I will tell you about what I think that will be my next steps, and then I will split some of that time. I want to learn Relic, so we will be doing Relic, a lot of Relic, and I will be doing Godot stuff, I guess. Not for Liblast right now, because I already made a controller for Liblast, so right now Unfa is doing an incredible job of implementing the multiplayer functionality for it. But I'm learning a bit of the Godot source code. We could do a review of the PR that I tried to fix. I mean, it's technically fixed, but the method is incomplete. So I think that will be cool. I think it will be cool to go through move and slide on the source code and do an overview and explain you kind of how it works, because almost nobody really understand that thing, and there's not a lot of information about what the algorithm is really doing. You know that it moves the stuff, and when you have a problem you can only guess what's happening, but if you have an understanding of what the algorithm is doing, you can prevent a lot of those situations. I mean, once you understand the limitations of the main algorithm, you just don't try to do things that are going to be problematic. I mean, I do try anyway. The controller for Liblast, I think, is cool. I hope Unfa releases a demo soon. It's currently on the code there. I didn't make like a lot of publicity to it because I want to have a video first. But yeah, going through move and slide, I think it will be nice stuff. We could go through some of the Quake way of resolving things. We could do an analysis of the UX of the character node. What could we improve in terms of making it simpler and more effective to the user? Because I really think that having a floating and a grounded mode is a really bad choice. Because I mean, it's absolutely simple, even simpler to just have a couple of things into account and just check if there is no up vector provided. If there is no up vector provided and your algorithm is kind of prepared for that, everything will just be a wall. So there is no necessity at all for a floating mode in character mode. Like, it serves no purpose. The only purpose it has is like you don't lose velocity when going along walls, but that's a problem because then your maximum distance move is inside a circle is going to be always determined by your maximum number of iterations. So floating mode is inherently flawless, and that cannot be really solved. I mean, if you do a sliding algorithm that doesn't lose velocity per iteration and you put it inside a circle, it's very easy to visualize how that is an infinite recursive loop, right? The only endpoint is, okay, we did certain number of iterations, so that's a problem. I would like to take about the way stop on slopes works, because right now it just chops your downwards velocity whenever you touch the floor. So even if you try to go and do your own stuff and you want to move your character correctly in these directions along the floor, every frame that you're on the floor, this part of the vector is going to be the lead, which is a cause of trouble, because stop on floors doesn't really stop you on floors, just removes your vertical velocity downwards. This might be complex to imagine, but not all downward velocity is velocity that will make you slide on a slope. I think I can show you. I think I can show you that. So if I have this, let's say, yeah, I have this. No, I want be the border, please. Yeah, that's fine. We have this slope, and let's imagine the character as a point, because it will be so. Yeah, that was complex stuff, to be honest, at that time. Too much work. But yeah, let's imagine the situation. So the character is a point, okay? Let's imagine the origin, because that's a way of visualizing what's happening. In this situation, effectively, we are completely right to think that anything here will make you slide. So if your vertical velocity is a perfect vertical downward velocity, that's okay. It's no problem, which is what the algorithm is made for. It's made for very simple. But now let's say that instead of that, you are trying to move this way. As we can see, the velocity is not intersecting the floor, which means that there is not going to be any horizontal displacement as a result of a collision with this. For example, in the other case, as we were talking about, if we have this vector, we will have some projection of it. Yeah, probably around here, and this is why you slide. But this is not happening if you are doing your computations correctly. You are not seeing my screen? It stopped working? Oh my god. Yeah, I'm new to this. I'm really new. Excuse me. I appreciate your patience. Oh my god, this is terrible. I'm gonna recap this very quickly. So right now it's stopping slopes. Let's imagine like a point. So thank you. So if the vertical velocity is perfectly vertical, in fact removing all the vertical velocity is going to prevent the slide, and that's great. Okay, because that will cause a projection here that will be around here. So you will slide. So yeah, we can delete that. But if your velocity is correctly computed and you do things right, and you say to your player, okay, move along this floor, exactly along this floor, because I want you to accelerate downwards along there. Do you see now how removing this part of the vector, which is the vertical part, is going to make a huge problem? Because now, if we remove this, the new vector is this one. So stopping slopes is going to destroy your diagonal motion, even if it's correct diagonal motion. It doesn't care. It just sees that there is a vertical component to this vector and chops it, and that's all. And that's a lot of the troubles people have while trying to implement this kind of thing, because Godot is constantly just simply blindly chopping your velocity as long as you're on the floor. this will be valid if we have like an acceleration function, so you chop it before acceleration, but this is not the case. We are working with velocities. So in my personal implementation, which I had to stop, but I have in my SD, which is what I showed, which is my own personal move and slide algorithm from scratch. It basically consists in various parts, but the move and slide part it works like that. We have this plane, which is what we usually work with, right? But let's say, as we said, not all the velocity that is under this plane is going to slide you downwards. Okay, because if the vector goes like this, it's going to slide you upwards. So that's not a solution either. That's what other people do. It's problematic too. So what we can do instead, so what I've been trying in my alphas and in my prototypes, I hope they will work with we have proper stripping, is that we are going to use the up vector, okay, and we are going to take the normal of the plane and we are going to do the cross product. This is going to result in a vector that is perpendicular to the plane, and now we can do the cross product of this vector, which is going in the C direction, with the normal of the plane again, and it's going to give us another vector, in this case it's going to give us this vector. This vector can now be represented as a plane, so we can now create another plane, and now we have two planes, and this is where things get interesting. The way I resolved this problem is, if we think of the velocity as a point, always in the middle, well, as a vector, most likely, we now have two questions that we can make that can resolve all of our doubts. For example, if our floor plane is this and the complementary plane is this, and we have a velocity that lays here, we can see that this accomplished two rules. First of all, it is in this zone of the black plane, which means it's under the floor plane, but it's also under the complementary plane. So we can say, and we can see very clearly, that any velocity that we pass to these two tests that lays in here is velocity that will make the character slide. If it's under the floor plane again, but it's not under this complementary plane, then we know that it will be moved this way when projected, because it lays here. So now we have two questions that will answer perfectly, exactly if our velocity will cause a slide as a consequence of the move of the velocity vector. If the velocity lies here, for example, we know that it's not going to slide in any way with the floor, so we don't have to do anything, at least by now. So this is the thing I invented to kind of resolve this problem, which was the first question, to how can we provide something that is fairly automatic still, like it's going to prevent you from sliding, but it's going to prevent you from sliding without altering your original intention with the movement. And that's the first step. Now we have another question, which is, okay, we know that this velocity, this red velocity, for example, it's a problem because it lays here. So it will make us slide. How we make this not slide? Well, we can make an intersection, which is from this point, try to intersect the plane in the up vector. And that intersection is going to be here. So if we do this calculation, these points lays perfectly on the floor. So we got to a velocity that doesn't slide. So if you are moving here, we know we don't have to do that. But how we can make sure, for example, that that we don't do anything illegal? Well, if the velocity is right here, we don't want the character to slide because of gravity, but we want to allow the original intention of the movement, which clearly goes like this, right? So what we can do is, again, trace against this plane, intersect a line, and we are going to get an intersection. This intersection is our new velocity, because this new velocity, as you can see, is not in the sliding zone. So we got the closest possible in the original direction. This doesn't count. The most similar vector to what the user provided, that will move it in the intended direction but will not slide it down as a consequence of the gravity, which is a fairly complex problem to solve, and this is my own solution, and I hope to make this more of a standard so people can implement this in other engines too, because it's pretty powerful if you are looking for something really precise. There are ways of doing this way cheaper, but if what you want is to provide something that works for a lot of use cases, you're going to have to trade some performance, and this system is pretty intelligent in doing that. Now, for example, for constant speed, we use the same test. Let's say we have a velocity that is trying to move here. This will project here, so we will lose velocity, as everybody knows. Have a good day, mate. Have a good one. I'm gonna keep recording this to upload it later. So once we have this, we don't want this, so we can trace again from here to here, and we have our new point, which is going to gain certain vertical speed, but it's physically accurate because it wouldn't lose any horizontal speed because of the sliding, which is what we want. And we can now store this difference here. We can store it, and for the next iteration, if we don't want to add the velocity, which is the correct thing, the physically correct thing to do, we can just for the next iteration remove x from the vertical component before doing anything. We have to make some tests to make sure that x has not been already reduced to 0. But yeah, but that is a long story and it's going to take a lot of work, so we are not going to start with that, because that is just me studying a lot of hours staring at a screen. So instead of this, we are going to do a lot of ray leap and C. and C, and we will learn C++ at least enough to be able to read better and follow better Godot code. Maybe implement some of the one-liner fixes. Yeah, because I reached a point in which honestly is kind of sad and discouraging to try to use current move and slide and collision systems for character movement, because I'm not duplicating, I'm triplicating the amount of work, which I will have to do again if eventually get fixed somehow. So it's kind of a bad state, as I said in the conversation. I try to get some more information, and I in fact worked kind of hard in the PR to compile Godot and try to fix that and make a report on why it's not enough. But I didn't got any answers. So at that point I said, okay, that's kind of like an end point by now. I should probably try to other stuff, because that's not going to be good. So that's a bit of the situation. Yeah, this is this is fun. I'm going to thank you. No. Oh, what's happening? Why you hate me? Yeah. I'm going to prepare this. Yeah. So I'm going to go here. And here I have this thing. I probably can remove this. I don't remember. Yeah, so I can do this, and I can do like this, right? Okay. And I can do that, and this is going to render, hopefully, if I didn't broke it, thing I might have. This is going to add some of our decorations, because yeah, that's what the decorations. So in the diagram screen now we will see, yeah, these cool extra decorations for the windows, which I think are pretty cool. I think are pretty cool. Yeah, I think so. I decided. Yeah, I guess that's the point. And honestly, I didn't even did anything more. I only like tweaked that because I wanted to. First of all, I wanted to be able to understand kind of what was happening here and just get comfortable drawing rectangles. That was like my task for the day. I didn't want it to spend a life in that. So once I was, yeah, that's what I did. I did this, and I tried to make it in a way that extended with the screen, so the scales with the screen. This is done natively, by the way. This is not rendering into a texture. This is directly rendering into the window. And then this is like the first thing I did, which is just this. And this is like title. Then I learn about this. This is crazy. You cannot convince me otherwise. I mean, what in the world? How I'm going to know how many characters? I'm glad that at least this is going to read it up automatically, to allocate it up automatically. But for input, I'm going to allocate like your whole system. And that's how you stop working if you want me. That's not a threat. That was a joke. Okay, NASA. So next we we have the title. We have the subtitle. I'm aware there's like line jumps with draw text expert, but again I wanted to just start with the basics, pure text and pure vector. So here's our title and our subtitle. Then we are measuring our text here, which I found this pretty cool, that I didn't have to do that, even though you have to do the font size, but it's okay, it's not bad. We have again the same for the subtitle. You're going to start seeing a pattern here at the end, and we have our title position, and this is basically the part in which I'm doing the centering of the text. So we have get a screen width, and we divide that by 2 to get like half of the screen, obviously. And we want to start, we want to put it like half of the size of the text to the left of the center point. And we will be doing the same for the EI component. The same for the subtitle. But we added here, in here we're just adding, as you can see, we're just subtracting the vertical size of the main title. So that's how you make a subtitle, obviously. And then I have a couple of variables for the color, and then I just draw in the text, and then I have this little title state, and if it's 1, it's going to draw the subtitle. How we know the state? Well, that's pretty simple. We have it here. I define it at the start, then I start it, whatever we initialize the title screen. And then it's basically a counter. We're counting the elapsed time. And yeah, we're just saying, okay, if this time has passed, we're going to do that. And then we have finish screen, which is just telling it to go to the gameplay screen right now. I'm doing Ravelip in the sense that is, or at least seems to be pretty accessible. And there is always the option of going here and studying directly this, go to definition, and here we have a lot of cool stuff like the notes. I love this. I honestly love this one. I mean, there is a lot of information that is here expecting you to go and read it. So This is also school. Yeah, code is clean and comment itself. There is like an intention. A program is not just like pure text. There's a person behind it who created with a certain vision and a certain intention. Pretty much like a piece of art or draw. Honestly, I didn't mess with this a lot, but I know that we could search for example, draw text drawing functions, image drawing functions, model drawing functions, splines, texture, basic shapes, drawing functions. Yep, draw pixel, draw line strip. This is for shapes or whatever. It's not for core. I wonder if core is like here, around here. Yeah, core is here. There is a lot of good stuff. Yeah, here's your window stuff, your cursor stuff, and your drawing relative functions. I'm like extremely surprised that it has VR. And some people, I mean, I understand it. Some people is like, I don't really get what is this, because it was at the beginning just like something more than SDL, for example, a little bit more, and now it has like a 3D camera built in, and yeah, but you don't have to use that, and you can modify that, right? And it's just a 3D camera and a 2D camera. It's like the most basic functionality, other than. So I think it tries to be a little more, easier to approximate to, in the sense that of your course you can do everything from the beginning, and once you have your render camera, you're not getting pretty much any more help. I mean, it's just going to do the projection stuff for you, which is, I mean, projection is probably not going to change, right? So it makes kind of sense to include it. And this might seem like super high level, but in terms of VR, it's just equivalent. I mean, for my monitor, I have to draw pixels once. For a VR platform, I have to do it in stereo. So it might seem like pretty high level, but it's low level compared to whatever other engine you might be using. Shaders, which I don't have any intention to touch for now, at least. The screen space relating functions, I have to look into this, because I've seen the example of letterboxing, which is just drawing to a buffer and then drawing that buffer to the screen. But I also saw that you can kind of do that using a Camera 2D. So I guess Camera 2D is basically doing the same thing at the end of the day than the letterboxing solution, but it has like these extra components for the offset, and so yeah, I guess it's not that different. It depends on what you're trying to do, mostly. If you are okay with just scaling the window, just probably do that. If you need a moving camera, yeah, it makes sense. Yeah, really things make sense. And you see, these are notes meant for me as a person, so I can learn. I like this. I like this a lot. I have to learn how to open another window. Let's see if I can do it like new window. Oh, no. New Neowhite focus new. No, that's just a split. I want to open like it was like a command, right? So I can. Yeah, that's trying to run Neowhite. Yeah, I fucked up. I fucked up. I tried to run Neowhim as a bash command inside. Yeah, I tried to run Neowhim inside Neobyte inside the command prompt using a pipe to bash. I guess if it, I wonder if it's registered in inputs. I mean, can I do like semicolon Q A there? No, I cannot. Yeah, my first day, mi primerito día. And I destroyed this. I soft crashed Neowhite. I cannot believe. Terrible shit. The system monitor is going to come out or what? Oh, it's around there. Okay. Neowhite. Yeah, I'm ashamed of myself. I'm really ashamed of myself. That's it. Okay. I just. Yeah, and that's how you break an unbreakable software. You know, you just be me. I'm fucked up. Was fun, wasn't it? Was fun. Okay, another thing I would like to do. I have a lot of copies right here because I just like to, for example, I know how to compile this. Kind of. Now, I forgot how to compile this. I forgot how to compile. No. Did I? I don't think I did. Oh no, yeah, you just open a terminal here. For compiling really is like straight up that. I was trying to do something with CMake, which is not the case. And then I shall be left with a bunch of files that I don't really know the difference with, to be honest. You have GLAD. I think these are like the... Oh, it's more. There's more thing here. What is that? I don't know. This is external libraries or what? .h, different .h. Platforms, what the fuck? I don't know, but in theory now we can go here, and this has a special command for compiling this shit. No, it doesn't have a special command for compiling this shit. In fact, I am making up again. I'm a liar. Oh no, it has one. What's your problem? Syntax near? What? I already fucked up? I'm going to try again. Relief master. Okay. Not 4. I'm going to come here. I'm going to close that. I'm going to open with Kitty. And I'm going to do make here. Because there's no like CMake, right? No, it's just this is plain make. So this should work. This will work, but it isn't. Or maybe I still have it. This is for compiling. I guess we'll never know. Why are you giving me an error? It's there. I have a compiler. What's the? I was doing this yesterday, like cakes. What are you doing? Because yeah, I could go to the documentation right now. It will be the same thing to do, but I want to try and remember what I'm doing wrong. Well, I remember. I know that I can kind of compile this if I just do like CMake B, and I call this build, right? And this is going to go crazy. And now I should be able to do CMake. Wait, actual check. We have to file. Yeah, it is not compiled yet. But I have a relief. Yeah, this is relief. Okay, external include. Okay. So this is for compiling relief in specific. These are the example. That's interesting. But I should be able to go here and tell this to just build what is in the build directory. Yeah. This is not how we are supposed to do that. That's why there is like maybe no, I really don't know how to do that. I should really like try and see how do I do that. Like really. Working Genial Linux. What is in make? Build. Devil. Share. Okay. I used ThemeMake. I definitely didn't do it like that. Ah, fucked. The yeah, that's probably. Anyway, we should have our examples here. Yes, we have. Which are it's pretty good because now I'm starting to be able to do that like. This one didn't compile. I guess it's because I fucked up the structure. That's fair. Oh, I love this one. This is crazy. This is really crazy. Wait, it has shadow volumes? I thought I was doing like Rycaster. Rycasting. Oh, wow. I mean, it's a projection, right? You're just the shadow casting is simple because you're just like doing a projection of the. You're doing a projection of the points in a straight line. No, but it has like proper perspective. That's kind of weird. I'm pretty sure that's not how opticals like work. No, no, no. I retired that. It's perfectly cool. This one another doesn't work. Okay, but we were able to do something. So I'm going to again go through it. Keep it with me. We will eventually get here. Get there. Oh, yeah. Okay. How it was? Yeah, I'm going to steal this command, which is platform desktop. It should be easy to remember. I mean, does it has like? No, I have to remember. Yeah, just like that. And it's going to keep working to compile it. Yeah, we can do that. You can make an install too. With make install. But I guess you can combine these two. Sudo make install with this parameter to make it for desktop. I don't really know. Now we should be able to do make. No. Doesn't work. Why it doesn't work? I compile it like a good man. Video has done make install. Again, I have to delete the platform. I might be dumb. I fucked up, didn't I? As always. Maybe not. Okay. I'm kind of shady with putting commands again. But it's the same command, right? I'm not fixing. It's the same command. I have to delete it. No? I don't get this. Master. Expected token. That's weird. This was working pretty fine yesterday. In fact, so I'm kind of lost right now. I don't. I have to move the sword, right? Yeah. To make the white Persian. Mm. It tells me that there is an error, but I don't think so. I live near the forest and there are a lot of flies. There's lots of flies. So I don't like it because I have the like. I am kind of confused. 'Cause yeah, nothing here. It just told me that again that I would go here and do this make platform desktop to make the thing. So why is this not enough? Yeah, define it. This is not definition. Yeah, it's in south. Yeah. Static library. Yeah, that didn't solve. That's correct. That's correct. So Why is not happening? I remember something. You have already built in Soul, yeah? I did! There is something wrong in the documentation, but I don't know what. Because I follow step by step, this doesn't work. Okay. Let me do the whole thing from scratch. Let me clear this. Clone the thing. It's ridiculous. You fly. I don't support flies. I hate them. Let that compile. Mm. Mm. Is that the only evidence? I have, right? I got it. It's working! What's the difference? I made it just like before. I just brought I just wrote make and it worked. But it failed every single time before. I'm confused. But satisfied, I guess, if it works. No, 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 this is not. This will be a lot of like, oh, what are my executables? An error again? Oh. There's not even a. It says there's an error in the compiled thing, bro. Why are not? Fuck. I'm stupid. I'm completely stupid. Oh my. There are my examples. But why the GitHub version works and my other version doesn't? Because I should be able to move that folder whatever I want, right? And this should still compile because they're relative. I'm a genius. Yeah. Perfectly fine. We're perfectly fine here. Yeah, what I've been doing, what I'm interested in doing, it has like a lot of projects. And there's like a pre-game thing where they have to study, which the creator thinks like the easiest way. But I don't really understand what any of that is doing. I would like to have like a little bit of control before that. So that's what we are going to do for now. Yeah. So in fact, I'm going to move the terminal here. I'm going to move here. Well, in examples, I'm going to go back. City projects make CMake. Can you Thank you. Very fucking kind of you. Yeah. This is I think I can do it just like yeah, as I thought. Exactly as I thought. So now I can make CMake B dash B and set it this to be in the build directory. It's going to prepare my build directory. And I shall be able to CMake, and I want to tell it to build using whatever is available, which in my case is GCC. I have installed Clown, but I don't know how to fucking use Clown. I don't know how do we use Clown? How is that done? Clown. I will be using Clown. Yeah, I know there's something in GitHub that it tells you how to do that. Maybe it's just like, I don't know, maybe overcomplicating myself. So let's search here for Clown. Really? Nothing? I know that you can use Clown. Okay. Honestly, I don't know what I would want to use Clang, but I use Clang in Baby. And Godot. No, not in Godot, in Baby. No. For what the fuck do I use Clang? That's a good question. I don't know. I'm nervous. Excuse me. Yeah, and technically we have here our here it is our window. Now we can go here and do what is needed to. And I think this is a good way to you for using okay. fucking stupid. I'm gonna write that. Fuck, it always happens to me. Now it's able to build again. This will have our example. Thank you for the training. Yeah, that's legitimately cool. I guess. Well. I'm going to put that in a dark gray tone. I like dark gray. And surprisingly, even better than light gray or white, I found it to be kind of cool to use the same color that we take off the background. Pretty dope. Entirely Marcel. Oh, this is not terminal. Well, it doesn't matter. Yay! And we can do here like I don't know, something like int. No. Yeah, I was going to do something silly. It's not even worth it. This point. Yeah, this is what I have. So what I want to do is, yeah, let's say I have a folder here which is called assets, and a folder here which is called source, and I want these files to be here. So yeah, this is not going to work almost for sure, but maybe we can do like this. I don't think that I really don't think this is going to work. It seems like it worked. Yeah. I want to be sure. I like Kitty. It's very nice, but everything looks the same. Use another thing. Okay. I'm tired. It's not like I've been streaming now, but it's my first time. And I'm trying to keep this entertaining to you know, gain practice and be fluent in English and that kind of stuff. But I've literally been talking to nobody for quite some time at this point. So yeah, that's working. We have our thing here. But anyway, this is compiling this, but we still will need to copy the whole source file, right? Because no, it doesn't. Well, yes, we do, because the header part. Yeah, I have to keep scenes to about. Definitely liking Rayleigh. That's for sure. And yeah, not a lot more. I'm interested in Baby. I forgot about Baby. He might be doing some Baby at some point. So I've been talking to nobody for like quite a lot of time now, which is absolutely useful. It's my first day. Almost 2 hours. I think it's fair. We got so few users, just Supernova, that YouTube just thinks that nobody saw me. That's funny. So, on my posture, that's like my back hard, because I'm a stupid person who sit in a stupid way. That's pretty much it. And yeah, this for my hair was terrible. Oh my god. I was like, I look like I'm bald. I'm not, by the way. I have a wonderful hair. Just thinner. I wouldn't mind, anyway. I've been like putting my hair extremely short, almost shaven for a long time. Just like when I am actually took the time to be presentable, it bothers me a lot to stop being it. Yeah. I feel weird. I didn't did anything productive, because to be productive you have to have people talking back. But I think I did the thing. I cleaned the room. I'm presentable myself. I pull tattoos. And I shave it. I hope it will be easier next time. Maybe I should kind of think about what we are going to do specific. CMake, I need to learn that thing. There's like not a lot of going around that. Okay, we will see. Well, I'm gonna go see some CMake guides. Thank you. I see you.